G'day and welcome to another edition of the BFNL Footy Show, previewing the upcoming round of competition, and it is Indigenous round action across AFL and right through the BFNL also, and lots of great things happening. My name's Yeendy, I'm joined by Liam Brady yet again, mate, and it's a very special round this week, and it's great to see clubs recognise that we've got some new footies and clubs like Bacchus Marsh, and I think there's another club as well, wearing new specific Guernseys. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's really important to embrace inclusion these days, Yeendy, and Indigenous people play a really important role in AFL footy, as we know. So it's great to be able to celebrate that over the course of one weekend, and it's obviously highlighted at AFL level, I suppose. A fraction more than that, I suppose, grassroots level. But it's great that the BFL has been able to, I suppose, really recognise the contribution made by the Aboriginal people over the last few years, and just gains more and more momentum as the years go on, which is good.
Certainly right. And I had the pleasure of catching up with a couple of Indigenous superstars from Bacchus Marsh. Caught up with them earlier on in the week, Jarrah Maximo and Dean Hedder from Bacchus Marsh, and their stories are quite compelling, but you'll be able to check them out on our website and through the footy record as we look to Bacchus Marsh's big game, and they are playing away to Melton at McPherson Park. This is do or die for Melton. If they want to play finals, this is the game where they're just going to have to upset the apple cart and maybe cause a victory.
Yeah, it is. I think Melton are probably an outside chance here at best, Yeendy. I think the way Bacchus Marsh are playing and the way they played last weekend against Melton South, it's really formidable for the rest of the competition, and I just can't see Melton on their home deck getting the chocolates here. I think it might be reasonably close early on, but just with Bacchus Marsh's I suppose depth right across the ground, they'll be a bit too strong in the end. Yeah,
they certainly showed some good form as they finished off the game against Melton South last week as well, so that's very pleasing. Another danger game here. We've got Melton versus Sebastopol over at Alfredton Oval. You spoke about earlier in the week that Sebast could register their first win in the not too distant future. All of a sudden, they're a chance here.
Absolutely, they are, Yeendy. I think that Sebast, as we've spoken about in previous shows, we've got a really young side, and if they can get some experienced players back in the likes of Brett Goods this week, they'll be definitely a huge chance here. I know that Ballarat, had played some pretty good footy on their home deck a few weeks ago against North City, came over with the win, so they'll be hard to beat at home. But I think that they're every chance, Sebast. I think it'll be a very close game.
And Ballarat need a win here, don't they?
They do. I think that they've shown that they can play some really good footy in patches this year. I suppose the key is for them to try and play a four-quarter game. But I think at home, I think Ballarat should be just a fraction too good.
Now, what about Darley and Melton South? This is going to be a blockbuster in its own right. Melton South need a win here. They're staring down the barrel after a disappointing performance against Bacchus Marsh last week. Darley are flying. Melton South are the ones that need to be the hunters now. Yeah,
I think so. I think that Melton South, I think they'll be, I suppose, happy to admit in terms of themselves that they came into this season with a lot of expectation. And they want to win the premiership. There's no doubt about that. And I think they've got every chance to do that with the players they've picked up. But this is a side they must beat in Darley this weekend. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't get the job done against Bacchus Marsh at home last week. But Darley, there's no doubt that they'll be up there come September. So I think it'd be a real statement if Melton South could win this game. And it shows that they can bounce back after a disappointing loss last week. But just the fact that the game's at Darley, I think they'll be a bit too strong, Darley.
And I think one of the frustrating things for South last week as well is that you could feel the frustration on the field. They just need to win the game above their shoulders a bit and compose themselves and have a bit more confidence.
Absolutely.
So we'll watch that one with great interest as we turn our attention to North Ballarat City v East Point. Now, North Ballarat City coming off 2 weeks of not playing footy, in East Point, again, they've shown some promising signs. Is there a chance that the Kangaroos could get the win here?
Yeah, every chance. I think that, if East Point can play a four-quarter game of footy, they're every chance of winning this game. We've seen that North City have been a little bit vulnerable this year to probably sides that are ranked possibly a little bit lower. I'm talking about the game against Ballarat where they were defeated. So, Look, East Point are every chance here. But I think just North have a bit more experience right across the ground. 2 weeks off. Really freshen a few of their players up. Although they haven't played too many games yet. But I think they'll be a bit too strong, North.
Yeah, they should be able to get the 4 points there. In the last game for the weekend, we've got Lake Wendouree and Sunbury. This has the potential for being one of the matches of the round. Sunbury coming off a big win against East Point, and Lake Wendouree getting the job done against Melton.
Yeah, this is a match of the round for me. I think it's two sides that should go deep in September, and Really interesting to see how Sunbury travel up the highway and play at Lake Wendouree. Lake Wendouree play their home ground really well. Been very hard to beat there over the last couple of years. And based on that fact and the fact that they had a really good win last weekend, Lakers, I think they'll be too strong for Sunbury.
Yeah, no arguments there, mate. Well, we get ready to fire up for another big round of footy, but of course it is Indigenous round. Lots of excitement happening across the competition. We look forward to, as a competition, embracing it. Braids, thanks so much for joining us, mate. Look forward to catching you next week.
Thanks, Yeendy. Good to be here.